everyone, this is Osran, or the artist formerly known as the Great Roberto. Alright, now, I haven't made a video in a while. I've been meaning to do it every week, but I just don't, But anyway, I'm making one today because I want to note the passing of a fellow psychonaut named Brian Love, aka B Love. I just found out yesterday that he passed away. He's a young 29-year-old guy, But so I just wanted to make sort of a commemorative tribute video to him because let me get into how I even became aware of him. I really don't know the guy that well. I have talked to him on Facebook and stuff, but I don't really know him that well, so I'm kind of surprised that I'm making a video. But it must be because of the kindred nature of our experiences, especially with psychedelics and martial arts. But we never trained together or anything like that, but we both have a background in both of those. So, but what happened was, as you may know, I record all of my trip reports after I trip. After I take a psychedelic, I'll make a video account of my interpretation of what happened there. Well, the first time I ever attempted to use DMT was, I don't really talk about it much because it was a failed attempt. It wasn't really, I think I mentioned it once, but it was, my first attempt with DMT was a failed attempt. And I'll briefly get into it, what happened. I got the DMT, I made a homemade crude light bulb vaporizing device, and I put 2 doses worth into it because I wanted to make sure that I broke through. So I put 2 doses into the light bulb, I take the lighter, heat it up, breathe it in, getting ready to take, they say take 3 hits. So I took the first hit, then the second and the third, and then I'm sitting there waiting the blast off. And what happened was, in my field of vision, what I saw was a spinning vortex of like a 6-sided purple and greenish spiraling thing, right? Open eyes, I could see it. It was spiraling, starting to go faster, spiraling. And then it slowed down, slowed, and got smaller and smaller and stopped, and it was gone, and that was it. That was the extent of my experience. So, so I'm starting to get pissed off now at this, because I'm like, what the fuck? Because, listening to Terrence McKenna and all the other accounts of DMT, I was expecting this fucking experience to, dwarf any other experience out there. And this was right after my first mushroom trip as an adult, which is my so far most popular video, the 7-gram mushroom trip. Because the first time as an adult taking mushrooms after years and years of not using anything was taking 7 grams of mushrooms, and the video explains that, and that was like a crazy experience. So my next adventure into psychedelics after that was this first attempt at DMT, and then I blew it. So of course, trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong, I had no idea DMT at the time was so sensitive. I didn't know anything. So I'm researching online as to how I could have possibly fucked this up. Because at first I was thinking that my supplier sold me shit, but I didn't really believe that because I did see a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out what I did to not do things properly. And then, of course, in my research, I learned that DMT is very sensitive. You got to be really careful with it, because it's easy to ruin. And that's what I did. I burned it. I ruined it. So, and then I came across, B Love's videos on it's not YouTube because all this stuff was banned on YouTube, but it was the site Vimeo is where I saw his videos. And at the time, he had videos of him showing how to freebase DMT, and he was using a crack pipe, so he gets into it. He fucking shows the whole process of how to do it, what to do, and all that. And you can see that, after he does it, you see the first part of his experience on DMT, and you can tell it's like a wild experience. And he was also, at the time, the video I saw, he also was experiencing the DMT with Syrian Rue in his system, so I guess he really went in, but that was that. And he also had a video tutorial of how to process DMT, how to extract DMT from the root bark of the tree that I get it from. Yes, but those videos have all since been taken down. They're all gone, which is too bad, because they were pretty informative and good videos of getting to know DMT better, and how to manage it better. So that was how I first became aware of him, and then I friended him on Facebook, and we both live in this same state, or he in my awareness of him. I know he traveled a lot. He was all over the place, but at the time when I became aware of him, he lived in Rhode Island, and then he came back last year for a little while in Rhode Island, and we were planning to meet up then, and because I really wanted to talk to him about his experiences in hyperspace. I wanted to know what it was like for him, because DMT is so, and mushrooms too, but DMT is just so insane. You really gotta cross-reference your experiences with other people to see where they are with it and stuff. So I was hoping to do that, but then he ended up moving to Georgia, I guess, and then that's where he died. I guess. I'm not sure where he died, but that's where he died. And I'm not even sure how he died yet. I have no idea. All I know is that he died, because what happened was yesterday I was scrolling through my Facebook news feed, and I saw somebody with the same last name as his. It turns out it's his sister. I'm not going to say who it is, because I don't want to out her, But at first, in the picture she had up was of him and her dressed up for a formal occasion, what appeared to be someone's someone getting married, someone's wedding. So I see that. So my first impulse was like, "Oh, great! Brian got married, fantastic!" But then I start reading what she wrote, and I was like, "Whoa!" She's saying that her brother Brian just died. So, not wanting to believe that it was him that died, I was thinking that maybe it was his girl, and that she just coincidentally had a brother named Brian too. But obviously, once I looked into it a little more, I knew the truth. So, which is too bad, because the guy was doing a lot. And I'll also mention his website, because he wrote a book called Entheogenesis, and you can find that book on his website called belove.net. Type that in, and you can find out the book there. It's available for download for free, if you want to look at it. But that's where that is. But yeah, I just wanted to do something to help get. And actually, I just watched a video that his girlfriend, his real girlfriend, posted on his Facebook page, because as you would expect, there's a lot of condolences pouring into his page. People, for one, they just want to know what happened, as do I. They just want to know this guy was just, alive and well a couple days ago, and now he's not here. So it's like. But anyway, she posted a video of an interview that he did about his book last year, and I watched that, and one thing he said in it was actually really cool, because it even confirms that we are on the same thought process of things on an even deeper level. As some of you may or may not know, I have a pretty strong interest in the occult. And what he mentioned at some point near the end of the interview was about the black magicians, or he didn't say black magicians, but he said black magic, and how black magic has been used to help shape the Matrix or this world that we live in now, and that's exactly the truth. That's really what it has been. I mean, and I'll make another video about this. There's so much I want to make videos about, but in a nutshell, it comes down to this. You know, when it comes to magical use, you know, they call black magic the left-hand path, and other magics, you know, the right-hand path, I guess. But what really defines whether magic is black or not is the intent behind it. If your intent is to cause somebody harm, that's black magic. You know what I mean? So, you know, because natural law is natural law, and the only real natural law is don't harm anything else. You know, don't purposely harm anything. And if you can understand that law and live by it, then whatever you do is practicing, you know, good magic. But black magic is intended to cause harm, is intended to hurt, is intended to manipulate, all negative shit. So that's what black magic is. And it comes down to energy, and, you know, either the contraction of energy or the expansion of energy. And I would suggest looking into the work of Walter Russell again to understand what that means. But with the current black magic influence that is our society today, it's a very compressive, high stress atmosphere, and it's done purposely to do that, because any being that's compressed and isn't allowed to expand naturally and gracefully is controlled in a prison of fear. That's what that's all about. In you know, in our society and everything that the, you know, nature that makes up our society is a very stressful, constrictive atmosphere. And in that atmosphere, unless you can, you know, become aware of that and let go, and that's what happens that's how you successfully navigate the psychedelic realm, is just letting go. You gotta let go, because if you don't let go, if you can't let go, you're gonna get ripped apart. And again, check out all my trip reports. I have a whole folder devoted to just them, and I get into it. You know, because believe me, I've been through the ringer of not being able to let go in the space of mushrooms especially, and it's hard. It rips you apart until finally the only thing left to do for me was just to say fuck it and let go. I was like, kill me, let go. And then that's when the illumination comes and stuff, and that's that. But yeah, me and Brian are, you know, again, I didn't know him physically in person, but we're both psychonautic explorers. We both have the interest in martial arts, and, you know, he was trying to do, you know, good things for humanity in his actions and efforts, so that I wanted to just take the time to immortalize that, you know, on YouTube of all places. The place he was banned, but, you know, that's, you know, that's the venue I use, so that's what it's going to have to be, you know. But yeah, rest in peace, Brian. You know, you seem like a good guy, and I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge your efforts. And like I said, you really helped me out. Oh, one thing I want to add too, I sort of modeled his viewpoint on DMT, is that when you're taking DMT, you know, what people say to do is try to get 3 rips in, but, you know, his philosophy was just take one good rip and let that be. You know, he was a, you know, pretty fit guy, so you could tell by looking at him, strong and stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty fit too, and I have a good lung capacity, as he did, so I can handle one good rip. You know, I can take a pretty deep rip, and just so long as, you know, you can handle the harshness of the DMT without, you know, and keep it in long enough to break through. You know, then you can do that. But yeah, I get into all the various trip aspects in my trip reports. This is more about just you know, acknowledging his work and his efforts, and just to have it out there, you know, just in hope that his efforts won't be in vain, because it's up to us as individuals to perform the great work. And that great work is to break the prison of fear that has been constructed all around us without us even knowing it. It's really an invisible prison of fear induced or evoked through the black magicians that control the world. And this, I mean, that might sound like fucking, whatever you want to say, but it's the absolute truth. The people at the very tops of the world are occultists. The symbology is everywhere. I mean, they are occultists, and they know how the mind works. They know how the human psyche works. They know how to manipulate the mind. They know how to create that prison of fear. And if they can keep you compressed and unable to let go, if you can't let go, you won't be able to have access to the inherent divinity that is nature. If you're constantly stressed out and you can't let go and you're always afraid, you can't access your birthright. So that's it. Rest in peace, Brian. Be love. And it's unfortunate, and I'm sorry they passed away so soon at such a young age. Okay, thanks.